Friday, September 20th. We made it to Friday already. It's the 20th already. Where's this month gone? Kyle and I are both back in our home studios for the first time in like 6 years. We're going to talk about used car supply, superchargers, home improvement. Why not home improvement today?
Why not home improvment?
It's an indicator. I know. We'll get there. Here we go. Last story. Yeah. You're in your office. I'm in my office.
I'm telling you what, there's something
not
magical.
for long, but yeah.
No. We're like, hi, bye.
I know.
I guess everybody has always said to me, like, you guys always travel. And I'm like, nah, not really.
It's about to be real true.
Yeah.
It's about to be real true. I know it. I always tell people it looks like we travel more than we do because every time we travel, you know about it.
Yeah.
Right. But in October, November, it's going to be, we have More Than Cars episode shooting the docuseries we're filming. If you haven't seen it, by the way, go to morethancars.com and see it now. It's about to be released on Amazon Prime Video, and then a lot more people will see it. But for now, you can be the OG. Go see it at morethancars.com or morethancars. What's the TV? Morethancars.tv is the spot, or go to YouTube and find it. But yeah, we're going to be anywhere and everywhere in the next 8 weeks. We're going to be in Kansas City, Austin, Indianapolis, Atlanta. Where am I missing? I'm missing. I know I'm missing. I don't know. Maybe Florida, maybe Virginia,
Nashville, Virginia. There's a lot of places.
The cool part about that is
everybody,
And guess what? In all those places we named, there is a thriving dealership community. That's the coolest part about anywhere in this country, right? It's just why we do what we do. So, we'll tell you more about it, but I think we're just mentally right now just talking ourselves into it.
We're just talking ourselves. We're coaching ourselves into the travel. You know what I mean?
Doug Klassen chimes in the live stream. Happy Friday. You'll be everywhere, man. Sounds like a Johnny Cash song. That is, we need to make him a
I'll take that. I'll take the Johnny Cash song, Nashville Pride. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. We do have a webinar coming up next week, September 25th on Wednesday. So go to ASOTU.com. Just check it out. We're going to be talking. We always have fun on these, and we're both going to be on this one. So, regardless, we'll certainly be making fun of each other. Brian Ortega on live stream noticed it is backwards hat day.
Yeah, I just flipped mine because I apologize. It is a Friday.
It is a Friday. We show up with a backwards hat means like we're already in it. By the time we hit this show, we've already done prep. We've already done 16 things and we're ready to do 16 more. But one of those things is talk about the news. So we should probably get into that.
Let's get into it.
Yesterday, Friends of Cars Commerce released their latest, their August Industry Insights report, including a peek inside their first party data, which is why this report I think is a really great one because it's unique data from actual behaviors. Used car supply is more stable than it's been, this report showing, up 2.3% year over year. However, the quality of the used car inventory still leans older, and the average odometer mileage is still up 1.5% year over year, as there are fewer late model vehicles landing on dealer lots. Obviously, we'll talk about that in a second. Trade-in values are also sliding, with August 2024 figures dropping below August 2022 numbers. How about that?
Hey, that's a new thing. Haven't seen that in a hot minute.
Nope. Dealers are holding inventory longer, 53 days on average, as consumers seem to be waiting and sidelined for better pricing. There's been a 40% year over year increase in new car demand, but it's not necessarily translating into a more robust market, as we've seen a 38% increase in new car days live, how long they've been for sale on the site. So here's the common thread running through the market. The most affordable vehicles in the market are all alternate propulsion. Each of the models are either a full electric or a partial hybrid or plug-in hybrid vehicle. So here they are, the most affordable vehicles, folks. Mustang Mach-E, Volkswagen ID4, Mazda CX-90, Lincoln Corsair, and Hyundai Ioniq 5. Imagine reading that statement 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's not a statement that you would hear, but like the whole market has been interested in how do we make these more affordable, and all of the OEM like incentives and merchandising and marketing is toward that effort. So it makes a lot of sense. The one that is a little bit dicey for me is it's not particularly dealers are holding inventory longer. It's that they're being forced to almost hold inventory longer because of a disparate demand supply, supply demand pricing affordability matrix. And you know what holding cars longer does: increase costs, decreases profitability. So we got to figure out how to drive that down as an industry and get us into, a place where we're back into that 30 to 35 holding days on average, because that's where the profitability really comes.
It kind of feels like this data is kind of making me feel like the industry is in a bit of a sparring match. Not we're getting beat down, right? But it's like a little bit of stick and move, see this, react to that. Seeing positive indicators, still seeing some challenges. But regardless, it feels like we're moving forward in the way that we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hopeful for this third quarter, especially with the interest rate drop. There's a good chance you'll see another one before the end of the year. And I guess the always dicey part is what's going on with the election and the the focus around that. But if the inventory seems to be there and the interest rates are dropping, and you're seeing manufacturers like Tesla offer incentivized interest rates, you're probably going to see that on the OEM side come October 1. So watch out for it.
Speaking of Tesla,
stop.
Segue.
Time.
Nice one.
Got you.
Got him. GM's latest move is allowing their EV drivers to access Tesla's robust supercharger network. This is a game changer for people driving a Chevy, Cadillac, GMC models. However, GM customers will need to invest in the adapter to tap into the benefits. So as of, I think, this week or yesterday, maybe even, GM drivers now have an access to 17,000 superchargers it's a GM approved adapter they need to get, which is $225. Ford and Rivian offered adapters for free temporarily when they first made the announcement. It was like a year ago, creating some friction for GM buyers when they're like, well, GM's, charging for them. So GM is also doing this big focus on partnering with other suppliers so they're not fully reliant on the Tesla model. Wade Sheffer, VP of GM Energy, said, quote, enabling access to even more publicly available fast chargers represents yet another way GM is focused on further improving the customer experience.
So I got two pieces of this. One, $225 for a change like this, like probably chump change for an EV driver that's looking for that accessibility. I don't know. Could be. No, I don't know.
Not after the EVs are the cheapest vehicles on the market.
Well, yeah, that's right. I mean, it's still shocking to me that they didn't price it at $199. Like, what was the profitability matrix that made them just make the marketing decision to price it at $225? Like,
right.
What? Right. But it's still funny to me that this is just a reality that we're having to deal with, that we haven't, like this is like the R&D catching up to the production at this point. Yes. I was talking to a buddy this last weekend, and we were just, cars always come up. And he's like, imagine me going to the gas station and having to like fumble through my trunk, right? Find the right adapter, pull it out, throw it on my car, and then pump gas. Like, that's unheard of. I know,
but think about it. It goes back to the fact that we're talking about like vehicles are more like your phone. The experience of phone, right? And
you got like this
boy,
with like
right? Look,
adapters.
I got this cord. There's already a dongle on that one, right? Like, it's just like crap. I don't have the adapter I need, except for if that happens when you're in the car. Like, you don't take it anywhere else. So it just stays in the car. So it is. It's that world where it's like, is it a
someone
car?
needs to come up with the like. You know how like if you travel in Europe and like you can plug into like one plug with 18 different
yeah. You can imagine that thing. It's what do we got here? From not this one, not this one,
so
not
smart.
This one.
Yes,
I know, but I mean, like, GM's the last kind of domino to fall as far as being able to access the Tesla chargers. And I was in. We only have one, like, honest to goodness Tesla supercharging station. It's at this big mall here, and there's like 20 ports or whatever.
Right.
And so I get to see that one every once in a while. I was just in Florida last week or 2 weeks ago. And so there are a number of Tesla supercharging stations that I passed at Wawa's and stuff. I haven't once seen a non-Tesla in it. And I know it's happening. You probably see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I will say the two Buc-ee's that I've been to near me, which are very similar, it's like the Tesla superchargers and it's a row of Teslas. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's just a couple more Teslas on the road than F-150 Lightnings, I guess, at this point. But we'll see. That'll be changing. Speaking of a couple two tree.
Stop.
Segue.
Time.
Home Depot and Lowe's are pumped. because they are already benefiting from the Fed's rate cut, signaling a potential recovery in the home improvement sector as borrowing becomes more affordable for customers. So Home Depot and Lowe's shares already rose following the Fed's half-point rate cut. The housing market is expected to unfreeze as borrowing costs drop, boosting sales. Analysts have predicted a phased recovery in home improvement spending, starting small and growing as rates fall, when like things like HELOCs come into play and home equity type stuff. Lowe's CEO Marvin Ellison emphasized readiness whenever the macro inflection occurs. We just want to be ready to take advantage of it. And I think this also signals, the potential for the home buyer to move into the car buyer, right? We know that that's a trend, right? Mm-hmm. Home buy, home remodel results in new car purchase.
Very high percentage.
Yeah. So there's a send through, a ripple effect that's not just a direct impact of the rate cut.
I have a few comments on the story. First of all, when we talk about Home Depot and Lowe's in the same story, I immediately have that sense of smell that happens when you walk in one of those stores. I would buy a candle that has that smell, by the way. Yeah. That is one of the best smells ever. When you walk in, you're like,
it's a great smell.
Feels like progress, right?
You know what it feels like? It feels like it's that like Saturday morning feeling that you're going to feel great on a Monday because you did something, You know what? During COVID, I used to go to Home Depot with my wife all the time. Oh, right.
It was the one place you could walk around, right, and feel like, all right, we're all okay. We're all okay. Like, let's just get the thing we need and like enjoy the
home, and we'll make something, and we'll be back here next weekend, right?
Absolutely, it was part of the family vacation plan. But this reminds me of a conversation we had with Cars CEO Alex Vetter a couple of years ago at one of Brian Pash's events, where we were talking about like it's tough because automotive doesn't really have any indicators it can look at to say like what's going on. So with an interest rate cut, though, we weren't talking about interest rate cuts, but interest rate cut, it's interesting to see that as soon as the cut happened, Home Depot and Lowe's stock price went up. Bam. Because what's following is people being willing to spend money on homes, and like all the indicators, it's pricing it into the market, saying that Q3 and Q4, a lot of optimism that people are going to start buying homes again, remodeling things. That's an indicator that people are going to start buying cars.
I got
Feels good.
four different emails from like banks that I've had relationships with that I haven't got an email from forever about home refinancing or home equity loans yesterday. 4 different emails.
Same day?
Yes.
What rates are they
different
pushing?
Banks.
What rates?
All on the same
rates
day.
Looking like?
They were all like, I didn't look at the rates, but it was all like, hey, everybody send an email, get some lending
just
going.
Because of the rate, right? It's the mental thing, right? Rates are going down, even though like if you look at mortgage rates, I was reading an article on this yesterday. Mortgage rates have already priced in the rate cut.
Correct.
So it's you're not gonna see like, oh, they're half a point less.
But it's the consumer mentality that's around it.
It really is. Well, listen, whatever you're doing today, we hope you're paying attention on the people side of the business, because regardless, interest rates up, down, inventory up, down, the people are the ones that are making decisions. They're gonna feel a way about what you do and how you do it.